13 Steps to Happiness and Prosperity. That's this week on Think Tank Tuesday. Hi, this is Paul Potratz, and welcome to this week's Think Tank Tuesday. So the topic this week is 13 Steps to Happiness and Prosperity. What am I talking about? I'm talking about process. What is the actual process at your dealership? What's the process in your company, and what is the process in your own life? Think about it. As far as companies that are highly successful, they have one common trait, and that's that they have a process that they follow. Think about the military that we have. The military, as far as we always hear about the Marines. The Marines have process. A drill sergeant has process. In other words, if you go into the Marines, what happens is you go through boot camp. There's a process. So my question to you is, what is the process at your company for everything? But let's talk about process. What exactly is the definition of process? A series of steps or actions to achieve an end. So again, let's say that one more time. Process is a series of actions or steps to achieve an end. Process is also synonymous with progress, way, action, method. So think about all of those words that are in there and what that means to your company if you had a process. But really kind of start to think about process and what will happen if you have a process at your dealership or at your company. So here's another question. If you were to sell a car to me and I was to come into your finance department, what is the process? What is the playbook? What are the products that you would try to sell me? Do you have that process? Are all of your finance managers following the same process? But with process, there's one thing that we've got to keep in mind, and that's change. Every company has change today. Everything is changing. So what you can't fall victim of is have that one maverick that goes in and tries to change everything, but he doesn't or she doesn't communicate it with everybody else, because that throws everybody else off kilter. So with a process internally in your company, something magical will happen. Any idea what that is? It's your customers. It's your clients. Because with process comes confidence with your team members. And that confidence will actually, your customers, your clients will pick up on that confidence from your company and the people that are on your team. And those customers will have confidence in you. So let's look at some things. Let's look at a list right here of some elements that you need to have processes on. You need to have process for your recruitment, in other words, a recruitment process, because you always need to be bringing new people in. You always need to be interviewing all the time. You need a process for training. Every company should be training every single week. As long as you want to be in business, you need to be training, because with process, you have the opportunity to tweak that process and make it better, make your process more efficient. You need a process for your advertising message. In other words, if you're doing TV, what is the process for your TV commercial? Does it follow a constant process? Just like Think Tank Tuesday, when you watch it, you see how we always have a constant process. The next element you need process for is your finance office. Of course, you know that. What is the process for your service lane? If I come in for service, what is the process? What is the service writer going to take me through? What's his process? You need a process for extended warranties. What is the process in the finance department, but what is the process when you're advertising it online? What is the process when you advertise it for as far as email marketing? So here's a word I want you to write down. I want you to write this down. It's called, before I give you this word, what I want you to do is I want you to comment below this video. I want you to share it, tweet it, like it, copy the URL and send it. I'm doing these videos for you, so give to me. I give, you give. It's a beautiful thing. So again, go ahead and share. Did they share yet, Brian? Share the video. Comment on the video. I know you're finding some helpful tidbits in here. Share my video. Comment on my video. Like my video. Make me feel loved. Give me some love. Okay, So anyway, the word that I want you to write down is called process analysis. So go write it down. Process analysis. Because I talk about all this process. And what happens is when I talk about process, people think, oh, we're going to do the same thing. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, that's boring. Life is boring. No, you're not. Because process analysis, the word you wrote down, what it is you're going to look at your processes and you're going to analyze them. And you're going to say, with this process, how can we make it more effective? And I don't want you to do this alone. Don't do it alone. What I want you to do is do it with as far as individuals in your company that are involved in that process. Don't grab a service writer and say, hey, come on in, let's talk about our process of our TV commercial. No. Don't do that. Instead, why don't you grab some customers? Why don't you send an email out to some customers that as far as do business with you, that like you, and say, hey, could you help me? Could we schedule a time? Could I, as far as buy you lunch? Bring them to the dealership, bring them to the company, and help them analyze your marketing message, what would be important to them. So I want you to do that with all of your processes because this will make your processes more efficient. Process control. Write it down. Process control. And what I mean by process control, I mean, we all fall victim of this. In other words, you'll lay out a process and you think everybody has the process. Like, let's say it's in your internet department. Okay, everybody has the process. That's the process they're going to follow. And then you go, and then you're done, right? That can't happen because you've got to constantly be reinforcing that process. You've got to make it a habit. And then you've got to find as far as those advocates that are going to be in that department, and you've got to just beat it into them. This is the process. And make sure they follow the process. I mean, we've all seen that we've laid a process out. And then we went back as far as 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, and it's like, what the hell? What'd you guys do? Where's the process? Oh, so-and-so decided it'd be better if we did it this way. No, we don't do it that way. If we're going to change a process, we're going to do it collectively as a team. Because when you work together as a team and we all know what one another are doing, as far as when it's done, how it's done, where it should be done, and just everything, a protocol, then you're going to be much more effective. You're going to save money. You're going to be more efficient. You're going to be more profitable. So write those words down and follow through. So again, you need to create a process of doing the processes. That's this week's tip. Tune in next week, and we'll see you then.